Welcome back, Minecraft fans, to our very own world of Rivenbourne. It has been a while, but look up there in the clouds. You can see the beginnings of our wizard's tower, and coming into our boathouse by way of boat. Very appropriate. One of our first builds, my favorite one to this day. Anyway, we're back, and to start things off, I thought the most important thing we could tackle right away was this pond gazebo, which I have left off until the last minute every single episode and never gotten to. But we have the foundation laid, and something is going to take shape here today in this episode. So don't worry, the wait is over. Let me just sleep the night away and we can begin. Alright, well, tinkered with a few things, but here's what I got for the base. I'm just putting where I think the posts would go. Sort of gazebo-y style, open air post, and then some kind of grand entrance here would have to be different. But what matters is how, for this layer, how it looks from water. Not that any elves will go swimming in this sacred pond of meditation or whatever this might be, but it kind of clashes with the foundation right here where it's sort of hovering over the water. And I like that up here that it's not, connected, but it doesn't work here where it comes out. So what if I just switch to planks here? Slabs, I mean. Half planks, as I like to call them. I think all the cool people call them that now. Oh yeah, whew, that's a lot better. Yeah, let's do that, and let's just, for experimenting, see what happens if we take it one step farther. We get a big gap, is what we get. But I mean, we'd fill that in. What if we fill that in with stone? See if it looks better this way. I'm guessing it doesn't. Oh yeah, then that happens. Okay, so back to plan A, or B, or whatever plan we were on when we switched this to half planks and got rid of this effect right here. Yeah, I think that's going to work from the ground, and then from the top it's going to make it enough space to walk on, and I like the birch for the floor, and I'm going to need dark oak on the ceiling, but uh-oh, as you can see, it's taking me all day. Pink roof, I think, will be essential. Sea lanterns, end rods. I want to do end rods to give it a magical sort of light for this one a lot. Alright, well, this is really shaping up. For the sake of awful experimentation, how does it look if we just pave over this whole thing with birch? Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Connected textures, that's what they call this. What if we make the center stone? Do I want to get those? Yes, I do. And we make these stairs. And we lower it just a little bit. Let's do that. That should fix it. We'll do this and that. Take some of these and yes, perfect. We'll go like this and take a second look. Got my books going to the pond. Ooh, that's kind of a cool. All I want is, I love this step up here at this corner, but all I want is for it to continue over here somehow with, for instance, what about like a slab right there? Or a stone slab. Let's try both. See how they look. Fail. And that. Although hovering, I mean, that might be kind of cool. Very magical. Oh yeah, that's no good. There's a gap between that stone and that. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's not too bad. And that's cool, but it was a mistake. So get rid of that. Okay, here's what I got. Went with stone sort of benches with the birch trapdoors on the outside. And I'm still not positive about any of this, but I'm thinking birch trapdoors on the corners here. I'd like them to be at a different level, not right in line with these ones, but I just can't think of how to make that happen. I can make them taller, but then they'd be in the way. You wouldn't be able to just jump off the edge like that. I could make them further in, but then there'd be no way to place the slab unless I placed it down here, which I could try, but it wouldn't have this nice curvature here. I don't know. So I'd like it to be, like I said, on a different level. If I can figure out how to do that, I might just. But until then, let's put under the bridge. If you're thinking that took ages, just be warned, I'm not a professional. Alright, yes, this is all subject to change. Actually, looking at it with both of these in place, I don't like it at all. So we'll see how we can fix that later. But let's move on to kind of the roofy bits. For that, dark oak, of course. Just like I've got these, I want to do something just like this, except maybe upside down. And with end rods for light. How would I do this upside down? Stairs and slabs. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Let's try that. Just jump up here with some stairs. And, oh, this is going to be tough. Oh, oh yeah, wrong direction. Okay, so I can't do it upside down. No big surprise there. So I'm doing it the same right side up. But I like the shape. I like it a lot. I think this really makes it come together. And I want to keep the roof kind of open. So what we're going to do is throw in some glass here. And then some pink wool, of course. Gotta keep our pink ceilings. Otherwise this just wouldn't be misclayed, would it? Let's put this there. Yeah, that might not be the best. We'll try it. We will do nothing if not try it. And the pink wool goes on top of that. Let's just get into creative mode and jump on up there. Oh, that's not gonna happen. But if we could, maybe, yeah, this is all just eyeballing it for now. And let's just pretend we finished it off just like this. What could this potentially look like from the inside? All right, not terrible. And what about lighting? What can we do for lighting? Maybe a little of this. Yeah, maybe just, maybe a little of that. Maybe just fill this whole thing with end rods. How's that? Ooh, what about this? How is this? Not bad. It does echo those sort of light rods there, but it also kind of looks like fluorescent lights. Man, only things in Minecraft didn't bear resemblance to things in real life. Alright, I decided to make the whole thing symmetric, and I decided to get rid of these trapdoors on the corners, and I decided to go with the end rods like that, and I decided that the roof needs to be fixed, but I don't know how. I don't want it to be just a big pink spot, although I like that. I would like some kind of detail up with the dark oak up there, because right now it sort of ends and the wool just begins, and there's no sort of structure there where the oak would be holding the wool or anything like that. So that needs a little bit of work, but I'm not sure what to do. But I do know that this bridge needs to be fixed because of course we go from stone straight to birch for the sides. And now that I'm thinking about it, would it, I mean, it makes sense that it's made out of wood. Let's be honest there. But it does look bad. So maybe change this to maybe dark oak actually. Might be just the right touch. Or maybe it just needs some rails. Of course that's not going to work. Dang it. Let's try switching this to dark oak. Alright, power up. Oh, hey, that kind of looks nice. That's the added effect of giving a little bit more arch to the bridge, which of course just kind of plateaus in reality, but gives the illusion of arch. I like this. Let's repeat. See if we like it twice as much. That's how that works, right? What do we get? Alright, well it's a little, you know, the dark oak just kind of comes from nowhere. but it's not that bad. I can live with it. Alright, that's a little bit better. We got an arching bridge, we've got the roof is a little bit fixed, and the side view has never looked better. And from the inside, yeah, it looks alright. Yeah, might need some help still, but we'll work on that. The glass just seems kind of exposed on the underside. I need to fix that. But until I figure out some bright idea to do that, all that's left is to replace this pond floor with sand, for which I will be using a shovel, not just my hand, and catch you after that. And from way up in the air, our pond gazebo doesn't look too bad, although it makes the pond look too small. So maybe that's what I'll do next. Add a little bit onto the size of this naturally generated pond. But for now, let's turn our attention to the Wizard's Tower. And, by the way, zooming in, pretty awesome, isn't it? Anyway, I came through and I sort of fleshed out what I think the bottoms of these sections would look like, because they won't be extending all the way to the ground. But I haven't done the tops, and I haven't done the main section, and I haven't done any of the side modules. What I'm going to do is I've got some dirt, and we're going to put together kind of a wire frame and see how tall we want each of these to go, because it will be different sizes probably for every single one of them. I don't want it to look too symmetric or planned out, sort of like Ketzel just added more rooms when he needed them and couldn't be bothered to put in the planning ahead of time. So we'll see how high we want this, and the biggest problem is the central area. Should it be covered with some kind of a roof that I can't quite picture, or maybe, you know, like a pinnacle or something, or should it be open air? And these walls are just, you know, walls from outside to outside, not interiors. Alright, so I think this is going to be the biggest sort of tower besides the main area. This will be not the tallest, but certainly the most used possibly, and it should have the most area, I think. So I'm going to make it taller than that one over there, which will be kind of the tertiary tower. And probably like mechanisms in here and magic, you know, enchanting tables and bookshelves and crystals and stuff here. And then over there, probably plants and maybe creatures. Probably not, though. I don't really like messing with creatures. And, you know, it takes a lot of patience. So let's see, what if we put it right here? Let's start making this circle. And let's see if it looks like it's at a good height. But like I was saying, this is not the most important tower, possibly, that we'll ever build in Rivenbourne. And probably Niku's castle is the most important. Or you know what? I didn't mention this in the lore reveal, but one of the wizards, mages, who was here, that, you know, turned evil, or became the henchman of Village, has this like gnarly mountain tower. Probably off that direction, I'm not sure. In the mountains somewhere, and gets around everywhere by flying. So this tower, this kind of base, has like really narrow walkways on a really steep ridge. I can just picture it. It's very cool. And that's probably one of the most important towers. So it'll have to be much bigger because it's the whole base. Whereas this one's a friendly tower. So let's see how this looks from the ground. From, let's say, right here. Good. Yes, looks like a structure. So this looks about as tall as I want the main courtyard to be, meaning that this has to go up about 5 or 6 more blocks, which sounds good. I'll do that. And in the meantime, this one over here is probably at the right height. So this is the entrance one, and so it's just barely, it's very short in the upwards dimension, and it's going to go down very far all the way to the ground, and then probably this landscape will be cut away so that we can get in here. Maybe I'll keep the land and just have like a tunnel entrance. Either way, this will descend all the way to the ground where the common folk can get in and come up to the tower. And this one will be tall, but not as tall as that one. Behold, our wireframe tower, except for that last one. I think it's tall enough. I like these sections here, give us a lot to work with as far as fun designs and such. This one over here might go the other direction, but for now I've made it taller than the main, shorter than the main courtyard. But I don't think that'll be a problem because it does go down much further since there's this dip here, and it's still taller than this entrance one, which just looks tiny in comparison, which is perfect because it's supposed to be the least significant. And actually, looking at this from a couple of different angles, it looks good. The one thing that could be a problem is this spot right here. See if I can even look at it. This spot right here, where the main courtyard comes up to this secondary tower. This is sort of the library study of Quetzal, and it doesn't reach all the way to the ground, but it needs to be attached to something, and it's a magic tower, so we'll see how it looks. But it might just look wrong if the courtyard doesn't go up higher to about midway. It might just not look feasible, but I will just fall. Thank you, feather falling boots, because I did not fly. I pulled a Buzz Lightyear and I fell with style. And we'll look at it from on top of our boathouse, because angles are important. And now I don't think I can get out. Angles are important, and if I find the right angle, I'll actually be pointed towards what I'm looking for. Gosh. We're gonna go through this again. Man. No, I can't jump. There we go. Am I overusing the zoom feature yet? It looked so good from up on this floating, hovering rock, but from down here it does not. That's an issue. So I think I'm gonna have to go higher with the courtyard, the main area, to right about there. Right about there, which is what, 5, 4, maybe 4 more blocks up. And then we'll start filling in the walls. There, alright, now I have a way to get back up here without flying. Anyway, we added a couple extra blocks to our tower after looking at it from down there, and I think we finally arrived at a height that will work for everything. So that means that we can start putting in blocks from our block palette. Look how cool the watchtower looks from way up here, coming out of the mist. That is pretty awesome. Don't know why it's so foggy over there all the time. Man, someone should really figure that out. Move to a warmer place. Now that we've figured out the wireframe, it's time to put in some of the real blocks. And so it's time to look at the block palette. It's pretty much the same as the rest of the Elven Village, except we're going to have white terracotta. I am loving this actually for the tower. It seems very strong and a little bit magical, but not shiny like quartz, but also kind of pink like the rest of the village. So love this white terracotta, and that's going to be the sort of the strong part of it. We're also going to have stone bricks and dark oak for accenting, and of course pink wool for roof. And we'll see what else, but mainly not as much birch, or maybe no birch at all, to kind of differentiate it from the rest of the village, or city I should say, of Mistglade. Okay, so after messing around with this in creative for quite some time, and today's a new day, I finally figured out what I'm going to do. This is Silk Touch, right? Okay, good. What I'm going to do about this tower, and I have to say it looks pretty good, or at least it looks passably adequate, but I'm going to have to change most of this, but not all of this, just this part that I left here. And actually probably want to keep the part that I took down. So, that's how it goes. And this will be stone here. So let's get rid of this terracotta and do some stone. And I liked it enough to do this upside down stair thing like that. I know it bumps out here, but it gives you that curving effect that you can't really get with full blocks. I mean, it still looks kind of like a cylinder, so I'm still going to do that. And let's pillar up here. Just like that. There you go. Not like that. Alright, I think I want one more, at least one more. Let's do that, and then, yeah, I think that'll be good. And let's cover this up with some leaves. I know normally you do that at the end, but I hate to pick that up. But it will help to kind of get the picture now. And let's go up with a 3 high window here. I guess I keep forgetting this isn't creative anymore. And we'll get some sea lanterns in here for light. Of course, what else? And cover it up with one of these. Yeah. Great. Good. Now this is looking good so far. Okay. Perfect. That's just what I was looking for. And let's see, how did I finish this off? I think I did this and then it combines with the stone behind it. If I've done everything at the right height. And perfect. Look at that combination there. So let's get rid of, well, let's not get rid of that yet. Actually, yeah, let's get rid of that because I don't think I'm going to go that high. And I know this is going to go back one section. So what I got to do is bring in, do I have those here? To bring in some dark oak planks. Yes, I do. And they go right here. And then I think, yeah, then this goes there. Just like that. That was a mistake. All right, looking like a window so far with a roof. And the trick is that the entire tower, the trick is you fall off and plant your face into the ground right when you're building it. Trick is the entire tower goes back one block here. And then when it continues from here, it's going to be, you know, thinner, of lesser circumference, whatever you want to call that. Just like that, with a little bit of roof to keep that theme going. Like this and like this. Just like that, and behind it, our terracotta. But that's pretty much gonna do it. And then a little bit of decoration on the front. Here I was thinking we could do a nice little like that with a little that and a little plant there. And so then this goes back one layer and repeats, and then goes back one layer and maybe even repeats again depending on, that's pretty tall, but it might just be perfect for this. Make this a good sized tower here. And doesn't that look nice? That just looks inviting. See, Quetzal's a good wizard. He has plants. That's how you know. Niku's tower ain't gonna have any plants. Let me tell you, it's gonna be an evil place. Thank you for taking the time to watch my episode, and I hope you enjoyed it here in our very own world of Rivenbourne. We got a lot of cool stuff coming, so I hope I see you in the next episode.